Hey, I'm Brandy Lucas, Dallas, Texas, short hair stylist and salon owner, and I'm going to chat it up with you today about a question I get asked a lot. And the question is, what does it take to successfully move from one state to another as a hairstylist or anyone in the beauty industry? What does it take to successfully move and not pull your hair out wondering if you're gonna have clients? Are you gonna eat? Is the world going to end? What do you need to do to make a smooth transition from one state to another as a beautypreneur? So let's get into it. You might be wondering, why am I the person who can speak on this topic? It is because I've done it. I am originally from Chicago, Illinois, straight up Southside Chicago girl to my heart. In just over almost 5.5 years, my family and I closed our salon and relocated to Dallas, Texas. So Chicago and Dallas, total different atmospheres, right? So I know what it is to just uproot and jump into something brand new and how to navigate that new territory. Before moving to Dallas, I had been hairstyling for 12 years. I come from an incredible salon family that I spent the bulk of my time in Chicago working with, but just before my husband and I relocated to Dallas, we had opened up our first salon, baby, R&B's, and business was fine, everything was good. It was just for our family unit. It was more important for us to get a new start. We have teenage kids and we just really wanted to change the atmosphere, change the environment for them. So we just trusted God, packed up, closed the salon, and moved to Dallas. I can't say that it wasn't scary. I can't say that there were, everything was just smooth sailing and I did everything right and just everything fell into line, but a lot of things did fall into line, and the things that I didn't feel like fell into line are the things that I'm always very passionate about sharing with other professionals who are looking to move, because I already made mistakes. You can avoid these mistakes, so I'm going to share a couple of them with you today. The first thing that I would caution each and every person to do when the wheels start turning and you're thinking, I want to get out of here, and when you want to move, it's just like everything about where you are gets on your nerves. The weather gets on your nerves, the traffic get on your nerves, the potholes, the birds, the air, everything about it. And our irritation and our desire to move around and do something new sometimes makes us make a rash decision. So that would be the first thing that I would say. Think it through. Don't just make a rash decision. Figure out where would be the best place for you, not just for where is it popping in the industry that you're in, but also what schools are good. Where do you think that the cost of living will work for you starting over in your business? Where is your family members or people who could serve as a support system? But with our experience, it was important for us to come down here to Dallas and kind of try to figure out what things were like. In no way, shape, or form did we know. We visited a couple of times. We looked at some homes. We visited with people who live down here so we can see the area. Ask people who are in the area, get their opinions, find out why they feel the way they feel. If you find someone who you feel comfortable asking about the financial standpoints of stuff, like what are you paying, are you renting, did you purchase, what is it like? But do your research. Don't just make a rash decision because everything about where you are is getting on your nerves, because you'll get in a place and sometimes you'll move somewhere, you get into a lease, and then you're miserable again and you end up moving back to where you started. Start promoting your business before you even touch down in the new state. Now, there are a vast array of ways to do that. You can connect with stylists that are already in the area that you're going to work in. You can do some pop-up shops. You can go and work weekends. Whatever you need to do, I would definitely suggest that you figure out a little bit about the industry that you're in. Like, get your feet wet, get in there and work a little bit before you actually make the plunge, so that you can make a as informed decision as you can, being from a whole nother state. But at least you will know a little bit about what salon environment you want to go into. Here in Dallas, salon suites are hot and popping. I did do a little bit of time in a salon suite. Worked for me for a little while, but financially it just didn't make sense for me for long term. So make sure that you do some type of connection with people who are already doing what you do in the state that you're moving into, and if at all possible, do some type of work on weekends, a pop-up shop, something that'll give you the opportunity to get a feel for what it's like in different neighborhoods and salon types, so that you can make an informed decision going forward. Third thing would be consider your commute. Now, one big thing about here in Dallas, and I don't know where you're considering moving or if you even considering moving, but this information is good information. A lot of times when we move to a city or a state that we have no idea how things function and how it works and what morning traffic is and what highways are like a disaster and where the back roads are, it can be a huge problem. I'll just say a problem, a stressor, to be working 45-50 minutes from where you're actually living, or where your kids are going to school, or where your hub is. Just do the work to figure out what your commute will be like prior to establishing yourself in a permanent situation. Like, if you got a relative that live where you about to work, I would say see if you can, figure out a way to bunk up for a little while. And I know that is taboo a lot of times because we all like our own space. But when you're moving into something as important as relocating yourself, your family, and your business, sometimes you got to do some things that are uncomfortable so that you don't make a decision that you regret in the long term. I have run into so many people who have relocated and felt like, I've been here for 3 months and I gotta go home because it's not working like it worked for you, or like it works for somebody on Instagram, or like I thought it was going to work. When you move, have realistic expectations, which means you may need to save a little bit of money so that in the event that you don't move and establish yourself and you hit the ground running, so quickly generating a clientele that you're able to make the money that you were used to, you won't be so stressed and panicky, and you'll give yourself the ample opportunity to learn the area, to connect with clients, to figure out who your audience is in this new place. It is so important to manage your expectations. And the best way to do that is to do step 1, 2, and 3 and make sure that you are setting the building blocks in place before you move, so that you have a better chance of being successful quicker. Nobody, well, I won't say nobody, because some miraculous things be happening out here. But often when you move to another state, it's not just your business is moving. You have to completely figure out how to introduce yourself to living in a new place. For us, we were blessed. We were blessed to walk into a situation where by the time we moved here, we were like serving clients in the house, because we hadn't figured out where we wanted to permanently work, but the demand for services, the word has spread that we were already coming, because we did the work before we came to market our services and businesses and at least get our names buzzing out here, that people were ready to come to us when we came. So there are some particular things that were important to put into place. Everybody's business is different. Everybody's clientele, their target market is different. So you're going to have to do what is personal to get the attention of your own clients. But if you're curious about some of the things that my husband and I personally did to get it going, where we were able to start working as soon as we moved to Dallas, then want more detailed help planning your move? Click the link in the description bar and grab my ebook. The expectation has to be managed. You could come and everything could be wonderful. You could do steps 1, 2, and 3, and you can walk into a situation where people are ready for you and it's on, and you're making your money and life is grand. The air is better, the birds sound different, the sky looks different. Or it could take for you to be patient. So you got to be ready and just come and adjust. If you are considering moving, you just have to know that it is not a just I'm going to leave this situation that I'm in and enter into another one and everything is going to be perfect and ideal. It's going to take some work, it's going to take some compromise, and it's going to take some adjustment. So manage your expectations and just be ready for whatever the ride brings. But you have to do the work. And if you're coming thinking like, I was popping in Detroit and now I done moved to Tennessee and they act like they ain't heard about me in the streets, because they haven't heard about you in these streets. It's up to you to make sure that what you offer is conveyed in a way that makes people know that they gotta get in your chair, because you are the one who offers the services that they need. Don't allow not knowing where to start to plan your move keep you from making your next move your best move. Click the link in the description bar below this video and get your hands on my ebook, Main Moves. It's the ultimate guide to preparing yourself to relocate as a beauty professional.